everyone, been doing a couple of comparison videos lately and figured this is as good a time as any. I've been needing to do this. It's just something I haven't done yet. What we're going to do today, as the title suggests, is test same tires, same wheels, completely same setup, but one test is going to be non-vented and the other test is going to be vented. So in some videos I've mentioned that these tires right now are not vented. You see how when you squeeze them they balloon? So they are just full of, I mean, they do have foams in them, but they also have air in them. You can see how they balloon and they're a little stiff. So I'm going to take them and we're going to take one run without vents, and I'm going to take them inside and use my soldering iron to poke holes, and then we'll bring them back out and see how they perform with vents. So get that underway. So get y'all a good view here on the rear tire. What we're looking for is the way that the tire conforms to the brake. Alright, and as you can tell right now, it's not really doing a good job of it at all. See how we only have just a little bit of tire wrap here, just a tiny bit. I'm pretty sure I already know the outcome of this, but I might be surprised. We might all be surprised here. There we go. Go at it at a bit of an angle to make things easier. If I remember to do it on the next one. Alright, so with the tires turned, we can see the sidewall flex. If we can get down there and actually see it nicely, it flexes pretty good. Now that's going to change when I take the air out of it. That's the main thing I'm worried about, is the sidewall flex here. I don't know if it's gonna flex more or not. My guess is it's gonna have more sidewall flex with it vented, because the tires are gonna be able to contour a little more. Take this front one here and see what it does. Yeah, no nothing at all when it comes to like actually wrapping around the edge here. And with that being said, this is a pretty light truck. See the rear here. It's kind of, yeah. Okay. Another sidewall flex test from this angle. You can see how the tire kind of bulges out right here. Making sure I got everything in frame. Yeah. Okay. We hung up on the bottom. Well, it doesn't look like it. Just not putting enough force into the front here to climb up. There we go. Now we're hung up there on the front axle on that rock. Yeah, it's just not, I mean, it made it, but it wasn't easy. Now we got a rear link back here dragging. and drive shaft as well, I think. I have to find a cleaner route. I think a little more weight would also help. You see my drive shaft right in here hung up on the rock, and both links as well. There we go. Alright, I think that's enough testing for now. We're gonna go in and vent these tires and come back out and see how it performs with them vented. Alright, so what we're going to do here is put holes in these tires. Now, before y'all do this with yours, I'm going to run you through a couple things. Number one, don't just take a knife and puncture it. You don't want a hole with sharp edges. What that does is, well, it leaves a sharp edge where the hole could continue on and eventually tear the tire. What we want is something hot and something that is pretty much a perfect circle, and we want to melt a hole in them. Number one, a perfect circle doesn't have sharp edges, which means it's less likely to tear. Number two, when you melt it, the rubber kind of, I guess, hardens or does something around the outside of the hole, which will further keep the hole from ripping and spreading a tear across your tire. So what I have is a soldering iron that's really hot. You don't have to use a soldering iron. You could maybe use an ice pick that's heated up real hot over the stove or something like that. It just needs to be hot enough to melt the rubber and poke a hole. There's also locations with these crawler tires. A lot of times the rubber's really thin. So what I'm going to do, instead of poking a hole in a really thin spot, I'm going to go right through the top of one of these treads, which will hopefully leave a little more meat around the hole and keep it from tearing over time. This is going to stink. There we go. Whew, yeah, that does stink. You see how now we've got the tire concaved, it's not breathing back in. There it is. See how it came back? Just blowing smoke out of it. There we go. It's coming back slowly, very slowly, which I don't care for. Ow, why did I do that? Rubber's hot, and I'm going to do it again because I'm an adult. We're just going to do that on each tire, and I may do one on each side depending on how quickly it I don't like that reaction. I may do another hole on the other side. As a matter of fact, I think I will. Now, for those of you worrying about going through water, this is not a rig that I'm going to put through water if I can help it. But if you do, just remember you got holes in the tires, and just set it with the hole down and it'll drain. Another thing to be careful of, though, if you are going through water, is that water and foams do not mix. It'll be fine at first, but if you don't get them dry, or you keep doing it over and over again and letting it sit, water will eat those foams until it's just like this powder. So keep that in mind if you're going to be doing anything with water crossings, stuff like that. Ideally, I would like to have a smaller hole than that. Those are very visible. There we go. So, in case you can't see, now we have a good little bit of like when it sucks air back in, it's nice. I'm just picking out any pieces of rubber that are left behind. Not with my finger this time. Yeah, much better. All right, I'm gonna go do that to the other three, and then we'll head back outside and see how it performs with them vented. All right, we got the tires vented now. You can see the big holes that are in them. See how this thing performs with vented tires. Might not have enough weight, but we'll see. I can already see a little more just from that. You can see how it's kind of got some flattening going on there. So I can already tell a difference, just visually. Ooh, nothing's really going to help when you get hung up like that. But, I mean, other than fixing what you're hung up on, of course. Come on. The goal here really isn't to make it to the top. The goal is more to see how the tires react to being vented. So I don't know why I'm trying to make it. I'm just trying to, yeah, have a lot more compression in the tire here now. See that sidewall flex? If we can get it at an angle here. I'll do it on the next time coming down. Yeah, we have a little bit more right here. Not a lot, but a little bit. So overall, I don't think this vehicle is heavy enough to really make a huge difference between vented or non-vented tires. You can see how it's kind of wrapping up right in there. Not much, but a little. Well, those front tires, yeah, again, I'm showing that a lot, but they're definitely like squishing more than they used to. Not really crawling if you have to do that, huh? Oh yeah, I said I was gonna check the sidewall deformation on them. There we go. It crawled its way up there pretty nicely. I don't have enough ground clearance to really make it work. There's not a lot of weight on that. You can see now that it does have a little more squish to them. So overall, do I think it's making a difference? Of course it makes a difference. But with a vehicle this light, It's barely noticeable. You see it kind of squishing down here. Let's get a different angle on that. Let's see what it looks like on the inside. Yeah, you can see it kind of squishing there. Not much here, but that's not where the weight is. It's over on this side, so. I think it definitely makes a difference. There we go. Now we can see that sidewall deformation. Much more than it was without the vents. Which isn't the greatest thing. From what I've been told, you want a little stiffness in the sidewall. But, yeah, tires definitely have better grip now. Yeah, I think what I'm missing now is weight. This thing is extremely light. I mean, it's a plastic tube chassis. There's nothing aluminum on it other than the links, and the wheels are metal. I don't even know what the gears and the transmission on these stock deadbolts are, so they may be plastic, I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're metal, but yeah, it's super lightweight crawler. I want to get outside tire, let's see, where's the figure, there it is, on this, and my inside tires on that, and kind of straddle that ravine that I got going there, but it's really hard to do, because it's at that angle, and the tires just like to slip off. And now I got problems with axles dragging that down there, so. Whoa! That actually got those rear tires to grip a lot on that. Actually, it gripped hard enough for the RPM to come down. There we go. Oh yeah, you can see more sidewall deformation here. And the way that rear tire there is. See how it's actually flat against the rock down here? So yeah, venting them definitely makes a difference. Yeah, cool. A little more sidewall testing here on the front. There we go. Yeah, you can really kind of see how it conforms to the bricks a lot better. You hear the tires squealing on the rocks. Whoops. Oh. Whoops, flipped it over. Alright, I think that's enough to prove the point that the vented tires definitely make a difference. Even on a rig this light. I don't know exactly how heavy it is or how light it is. I haven't weighed it, but it's probably lighter than most ready to runs. You know, in terms of like a Traxxas TRX4 or the it's probably definitely lighter than the what is that one by Vanquish? I can't remember right now, but I mean, yeah, it's all just plastic, so Might be a little too tight, a little too light to take full advantage of the tires. So the next upgrade, which I already have ordered, should be here at some point, is going to be weight for the front and rear and different shocks. But until those get in, I want to thank y'all for watching, and hope y'all enjoyed. Hope you learned something. See you next time.